How hungry are you to go back to Worlds? Like have that experience again.
I mean, of course, I would love to, but for now, I kind of try to keep my goals like a bit shorter. Like first, I obviously want to make it back, and I'll take it from there. I mean, of course, like like I would want to work hard to get back to Worlds if possible.
So your motivation is still to get back into the LEC system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Else I wouldn't be playing. For me, it would just be like, I don't know, somewhat waste of time. I would rather do something else then.
We're here with another podcast with one of the League of Legends members, Chris or Sencux. Which one is it?
I mean, for now it's Sencux at least. So, but you can say both. It's fine.
Let's talk about that then. Why name change back to Sencux?
I mean, I changed my name because I wanted something more personal. Like there was actually no real meaning in Sencux at all. But after like a year and a half, I don't know, it didn't feel right. I played under that name for so long, so I just decided to swap back again.
And probably everyone called you Sencux anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it didn't really matter, to be honest.
But I think you lose your Twitter verification because of your name change.
Yeah, whatever. I would have lost it anyways.
Now you can buy it with Twitter Blue.
You pay?
No, you can pay it.
Why not?
Why should I pay?
You're
Twitter
rich,
Blue?
man.
And also, why should I'm not rich, man. Not after that season we had together.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, when was it? When we were together in one team, it was 2019.
2019, and a bit late. You were in Korea, right, for a bit?
Yeah, exactly. We went to the boot camp together.
That was like late 18, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 2019 season. Yeah. So how have you been since then?
Oh, chilling. Corona happened, so it's been a bit boring actually. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot. I had a small break after, but still been playing teams around the world. Went a bit to Russia real quick, and then a bit in Poland as well. So yeah, just gaming, League of Legends.
Yeah, and then you had the opportunity to play for Danish team, so
Yeah.
close to home. How was that experience after going through the League of Legends systems of being in Berlin and stuff like that?
I mean, it was quite nice to be able to play from home as well, because I almost just got my apartment before I joined Agorog. So it was nice to be able to play from there. And if we had to go office, I lived like really close. So yeah, it was chill. But I mean, the year doesn't really go as expected. So it's also a bit like disappointing at the same time.
And you said COVID happened. Do you mean like in general it was a bit boring, or like how the scene developed through COVID?
I mean, just in general, it was like, I mean, you're locked in, it's a bit boring. Also, I had some troubles getting home from Russia at that time. So we were like a bit stuck there for a few more weeks. But I mean, in general, for League, like most of the leagues were still playing, right? It was just online, but it's still not really the same as playing on like stages or like in front of crowds and stuff.
Something that is kind of new is this ERL system, right? Which is quite nice, I would say, especially for you now, right? Like for players that I know, you know how it was back in the days, right?
Yeah.
You get off of EU LCS, it's better to quit than to continue, right? And now with ERL, you kind of have like a chance to have a second chance again, So how would you rate like this new ERL system that is kind of new in the League of Legends scene?
Like from the new one this year, or like in general, like
Like
from
in general,
the
I
past?
mean, ERL is maybe like 3-4
Yeah.
years old.
I mean, I think there's still like some things that could be better, at least from some of the scenes. I mean, LFL and LVP obviously been doing really great. So has Prime League in the past. I hope it's gonna go up this year as well with Prime League. But I mean, LFL for sure has like a lot of viewership and content they're creating over there. I think though for like the Nordic leagues where I've played most of my ERL time in, like there's still like some development. Like the scene is not so big in terms of viewership, which is kind of sad because there is a lot of good players from the Nordic countries. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how you would fix that either, because I mean the streams are in English, but people I guess are not as interested. So yeah, it's a bit rough.
Yeah, I think Prime League is around 20,000 viewers average, I think, and but I think it will get better now that NNO is in the first league. Like it's like a streaming streamer team.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, they couldn't play, so they got a team. And obviously, Eintracht Frankfurt. I know you are kind of a football fan, right?
Yeah.
So that must be.
There's a Danish player from my hometown actually, or like somewhat hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you told me like he played in Union Berlin when we were there. Or?
No. He played in Brøndby in Denmark, and then he moved to Frankfurt.
Oh, okay. So he's still playing for Frankfurt?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you're gonna play League of Legends against Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So did you follow any of the Prime League games back in the days? I mean, it's kind of hard, right? There's no English stream.
I mean, it's fine. Just watch it in German. I mean, I follow a bit of the playoffs mainly. Sometimes I would watch like the regular season games, but not like every single one of them. No, like it's too much. Like watching every single ERL like game. So yeah, I mean, I would say like mainly playoffs. Maybe I watch like from semis onwards. Yeah.
Actually, there's so much League of Legends you can watch nowadays. Right?
Yeah, it's too much.
LPL, LCK, the whole league, and then LEC, LCS. But you said there's a lot of like talented players from the Nordics. I mean, we have one now with us that is pretty young, right? With Carlsen. I heard he's turning 17 today, so
yeah, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Carlsen. How can you maybe talk about Carlsen a bit? Like you played with him before in Australia as well.
Yeah, I played with him this year. I mean, he's a very young guy. He's a funny guy, fast learner. I mean, obviously, when I joined the team the start of this year, he was very new to it, had a lot to learn. But I would say he learned pretty fast. And I mean, when we played, especially in summer playoffs, he was playing pretty well. Like we were playing pretty top focused, and he was doing like well with the leads he got. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely a player that has a lot of talent and a lot of potential if he works hard and correctly, or like smart.
Yeah, obviously the system is completely different to back in your days, right? Like with the ERL, it's much easier to get a spotlight on you before you even reach the highest level. But do you see yourself a bit in him a bit?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I would say I'm not so sure actually. It's so long ago I can barely remember. But I mean, I think he has definitely the potential to make it. But obviously back then it was also different. I would say there was not as many players like on the second division level, or what you say, like, and also you could qualify. Where now it's a bit more like you need to try and create the spot through like actually like competing in ULs, right, and get picked up. You don't really get the chance to just like have a good team and qualify.
Yeah, but back in the days you had to like get a team together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was like a mixed team thing back in the day, more like it.
And just try it with like 10 different mixed teams until you make it. But let's talk a bit about your past. Obviously, you got in kind of with your childhood friends, I would say, right? Like
one of them. I mean, one day is I went to school with his cousin, so I knew him from like a few years before that, because we used to play League together as like a 5-man group.
Yeah. You still talk to him?
Right. I mean, I haven't really spoken to him in a while, but every now and then, yeah.
He's still playing at the top level. That's good to see, right?
Yeah, playing some WoW.
There's a new add-on coming. It's already out, I think.
Yeah, it was the other day, no?
Yeah, maybe.
I think. I don't know. I don't play WoW.
Yeah. Who else was on the team? Mickey? I mean, Mickey came later, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning it was Nisbeth and Kobe and Trashy or Gold. Yeah, I mean, I still talk to like Kobe and Trashy. Has been a while, but we used to still talk a bit. He also helped me in one Danish sim in URL, like Riddle in NLC. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like anybody is unfriendly. We had a really good time back then. It was 2 years together, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you guys went together also to Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Which Worlds was it? 2017?
16. Long time ago, man.
There was an A, right?
Yeah, it was in NA.
How was that experience back then?
I mean, the whole Worlds experience was really fun. It was like my first boot camp in Korea as well before that, which was like really exciting, like playing on the server, I remember. I mean, it was weird playing against the players that you kind of like. It was my first year, right? So you were playing against players like you kind of looked up to before. But it was a really good learning experience as well. Like playing and scrimming against some of these players, like I actually learned quite a lot. Yeah, obviously we didn't go through groups, so it was like limited what we got. But it was a fun experience. A lot of TSM chants because we were in groups with them as well from the NA crowd.
So how was it to play against TSM with the fans in NA?
I mean, it was fun, but we kind of threw one game, I remember. A game we should have won, then it would have been more fun. Then they wouldn't have been a bit more quiet, probably, the crowd.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah.
Yeah. But back then, like, I mean, if you think about it, not many players get the chance to even go to Worlds, right?
Yeah.
There's only so many teams that go, and obviously you have always like the 1 or 2 teams that always go with the same players. How hungry are you to go back to Worlds, you know, like have that experience again?
I mean, of course I would love to, but for now I kind of try to keep my goals like a bit shorter. Like first I obviously want to make it back, and I'll take it from there. I mean, of course, like I would want to work hard to get back to Worlds if possible.
So your motivation is still to get back into the LEC system?
Yes.
Yeah.
Else I wouldn't be playing. For me, it would just be like, I don't know, somewhat waste of time. I would rather do something else than.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of a realistic career nowadays, right? To just be a veteran in the EL scene, you know.
Yeah.
Teach some younger players some skills and see them like go up and dominate the leagues, you know.
Yeah.
Could be fun too as well. But yeah, it seems so unrealistic now. Like back in the days, right? Like 5 years ago, you think about this, that there's like a career below LEC or EU LCS.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was like not much money in it back then. Like not enough for it to be like sustainable at least.
Yeah, and then also like EIL teams are doing content, like LEC teams and stuff like that. So it's nice to see, right, that there's like a pathway to the top. So yeah, let's talk about MOUZ. How did you get into like contact with MOUZ that you ended up on the team?
So Dunbury, the coach, was working with Astralis talent team in the spring, and he contacted me, and we talked a bit back and forth. And I also did some tryouts, and I thought it was like the team that had the most potentials of the ones I was talking to. And it was also quite limited at the same time. But I'm actually really happy with how it ended, to be honest. I think there's potential in this team, and I think we can do a lot.
I mean, you talked a bit about Carson already. Maybe let's go through all your other teammates. What about Alex?
Well, now I haven't. We barely started scrimming, and but so far he seems like a funny guy.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy, down to earth. Yeah, I don't know, like willing to improve as well, like good listener.
Then Kinetic.
Yeah, I was surprised that he talks a lot more than I thought he would. Most like newer players at least like seems to be a bit more quiet in like reviews and stuff, but he's not really afraid to raise his opinion, so that's good. Also not afraid to like have a conversation back and forth, which is nice.
And then Tor, the other player with Worlds experience.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty experienced, so he knows the game. I feel like I'm on the same page with what he wants to do as well a lot of the time in the game from the few like scrim days we've had. So yeah, that's nice to have someone who's also speaking a lot, so I can focus on some other stuff.
So how would you say is the bootcamp going? I mean, it's been 4 days, I think, now, right?
We've only had 2 scrim days. So
well, what's your first feeling based on your experience?
Well, I mean, it's been a bit solo-queue like it always is in the first few days, I think. But I mean, so far so good. Like we're just trying to like mesh together a bit, like get to know each other before the year starts. So I'll say so far so good.
What is your goal for the split, for this Prime League split?
I mean, I want to win. Like I would say, like at least get the EU Masters is should be our goal as a team, and I think we can reach that.
Yeah, also have to get used to the EMEA Master, right? It's not
Oh,
called
yeah.
EU Masters anymore.
But it sounds better, EU Masters.
Did you play EU Masters or EMEA Masters before?
Yeah, I played play-ins once and the main stage twice.
Okay.
The play-ins
yeah.
we lost though, that was crazy. Like that was without seeding system, so that was with Riddle. That was my first UL split, and we had Gamer Legion in our group, in the play-ins group, which pretty sure they made finals. And after the group, we faced LDLC in the knockout thing for play-ins, which was the semifinals. So it's fine, it's no problem. It's fine.
It is. But I mean, it was online anyway, so you didn't want to make it anyways, right? So hopefully,
Kappa.
well, hopefully it's going offline again. I
Yeah.
think it's much needed to have offline events again. Prime League finals last, but were offline event in Berlin, and there were quite a lot of people. So that would be nice if we can make it, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully a bit more than just the final, but
Yeah.
I guess it's hard to make.
Yeah. And obviously, you probably know that we're the team with the most trophies in the Prime League system.
You are?
Yeah, and
We
Germany
are.
there's like a word for it, like Rekordmeister.
The what?
Rekordmeister. It's like record
Record champ.
record champ. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a thing. I think it's because of Bayern Munich, you know, because they won so much, so they had to invent a word.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, obviously we want to win some trophies again. Had a quite low year, I would say, or not low, but like a quiet year last
Yeah.
year. And obviously, I think the Prime League in general is getting better.
Yeah, it's looking stronger this year, I think.
Yeah. So it would be a lot of fun to watch the games, I think, as well. Yeah, but we kind of touched on your personal goals before, right? You want to get back to LEC, but you said also like short term, you have other goals. Like, what kind of goals do you have, like for short term?
I mean, for now, like, I'm not gonna go too much into like my full personal goals.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I wanna focus on the Prime League split we have ahead first, and focus on how we like mesh together as a team, and we should be able to like make into playoffs and hopefully do something there. And yeah, just I mean, take it as it comes to the like from the beginning, right? Like we need to improve together. If we just focus on each and every opponent instead of ourselves, we're gonna fall off, I think. So yeah, just get good.
Yeah.
Get good as a team.
Get good. Which team would you rate like the highest outside of your own team in Prime League?
I mean, I don't have like full knowledge of every roster, but if I remember correctly, like I think it's SK. It's like Gen X, Lurox, and Fipiven, right?
I don't know if they announced yet. Maybe it was the leaks, but the leaks are
Okay,
pretty
well,
accurate
the
nowadays.
leagues, but I can only talk from the leagues.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I would say they're looking pretty strong. Yeah, I would probably say they look like the strongest team. UL has like supposedly some Koreans.
The Korean challengers.
So we will see how that goes because I don't really know how good they will be, but yeah, they should probably be strong as well.
You know, LEC changed their system to like a 3 split system, right? I think. Did you follow that a
Yeah,
bit?
it looks weird.
Yeah. So did you think about it a bit? Like how do you feel about the changes?
I mean, I think the idea sounds fun, but I also see the problem with like. I mean, I guess it's fine. Like you get really hard punished for being a bottom tier team if you like don't make it like like any of the splits, right? You play like what? How many weeks?
2 weeks, I think.
It's like nothing.
Yeah.
And I can see the problem with like having motivation to try and improve when you don't really have like much to play for a long time. Of course, that should be on the teams. They should be able to do it, right, and motivate their players. But yeah, I mean, I don't know the system like 100%.
Yeah.
But it seems like a fun idea. But I could also see like really backfire.
Yeah, I think it's like compensation, you know, for relegations, you know.
Yeah.
Like instead of like relegating bad teams, you kind of give them less playtime. But don't you think it will change like the way that young players maybe approach team offers from LEC, if they know, okay, if I join this team and it's gonna be a bottom tier team, that I'd rather stay in ERL and play like more games than just like having always these 2 weeks only.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I mean, I don't know, at least from my point of view, like I would want the best players to play in the league. So if like some is better but doesn't want to take it because they can only get on like a team that they are not sure if it's actually going to make it and only going to play like I don't know how many weeks a year, it seems a bit sad.
So you think this will be the consequence of this change, that players will think this way? Or like
I'm not sure.
Or like for you, like if you would get an offer.
Like
from,
I could see the problem. Yeah, I mean, as I said, like I don't know how like 100% how it works. I didn't get like too much into it, but yeah, it's for sure a problem. I mean, to be honest, like before as well, if you wouldn't really like want to join a team if you knew it was gonna be a 10th place, like then like this, it's already wrong from a mindset point of view, I think.
Okay. All right then. Thanks for your time. It was a very nice talk. Do you have maybe like some last comments for MOUZ fans? You can look into the camera if you want. This one.
Which one?
Thing. This one, the big one.
But then I have to like do like this
or
one.
Like then do this one.
Well, what do we even say? Well, I hope we can do something next split to get MOUZ back with the trophies. What did you call it? The trophy meister?
Rekordmeister.
Rekordmeister. So hopefully we can bring that back.